Pipelines are coming, Canada. Mark Carney is giving the country a master class in how to promise new oil and gas pipelines to Alberta and the oil industry without actually saying the words out loud. The Prime Minister was in Calgary Sunday to meet with oil executives, and this is what he tweeted afterwards. Quote, Canada's new government is ready to fast-track major projects across the country that will make Canada an energy superpower. We met with leaders in clean and conventional energy today in Calgary. We all agree it's time to build. End quote. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is many things, but she is no dummy. She knows exactly what Carney is promising. She said this on her weekend radio show. Quote, he may not have said the words oil and gas, and he may not have said the word pipeline, but conventional energy means oil and gas, and the only way to get it to market efficiently is through pipelines. End quote. Smith absolutely understands Carney's message, but not saying the P word to avoid riling up British Columbia or Quebec while making promises to Alberta in guarded language is not how Canada should be publicly discussing new pipelines. For example, Carney said on a number of occasions that Canada will only build pipelines if they make economic sense. Has anyone presented a business case to show they are economic? I haven't seen one. Maybe the oil CEOs presented one behind closed doors on Sunday. Frankly, I'm skeptical. This may surprise you, but there is a very good economic case against new pipelines, at least oil pipelines. Energi Media is working on a report that will explain that case in detail. We hope to have it ready next week. In the meantime, let me give you 5 of the many reasons why Canadians should be skeptical about building new pipelines. Now, let me start by pointing out that the only source of crude oil that could be expanded to support one or more pipelines is the Alberta oil sands. Right away, that limits the market to refineries able to process ultra-heavy sour crude. Those refineries make up only 10% of global oil production. With that in mind, here are my 5 reasons why there is no business case for even one new pipeline. Number 1, Alberta is not a low-cost supplier. It's middle of the pack among global producers. Competitive in some market conditions, but not competitive in plenty of others. A marginal barrel, not a competitive barrel outside the United States. Number 2, shipping to China and India ranges from $15 to $18 per barrel of oil. Competitors like Saudi Arabia and Iraq pay $2 to $3. Mexico and Venezuela pay $5 or $6. Shipping from Canada adds major costs to get to Asian markets. Number 3, Alberta's heavy crude has the highest average emissions intensity of any of its competitors by a large margin. This matters because China is extending its carbon tax to refining and petroleum in 2027 to 2030. Extra costs for climate compliance are a major risk factor in Asia. Number 4, the energy transition is another major risk factor. The International Energy Agency and many other forecasters are calling peak oil demand in 2030. If consumption declines quickly because transportation is rapidly electrified in Asia, which is the current trend, then demand for Alberta heavy crude could be reduced significantly. Number 5, industry wants new pipelines to be a quote-unquote legal requirement. Here's what Enbridge CEO Greg Abel told the Financial Post on February 14th. Quote, we would need to see real legislative change at the federal and provincial government level that specifically identifies major infrastructure projects like Northern Gateway as being in the national interest and therefore legally required, end quote. In a March 19th CEO letter to political leaders, the industry demanded that all available emergency powers, like the Emergency Act, which was previously known as the War Measures Act, be used to ram pipeline projects down the throats of communities that oppose them. Not very Canadian, is it? There you have it. 5 good reasons for opposing new pipelines. But I could have easily added another 10, which leads me to my main point. Where's the business case? How can Canada even think about building a major infrastructure project like pipelines without seeing the math first? You're an economist with a PhD from Oxford, Prime Minister Carney. Show us the math.